It's that time again, y'all, and I got a special treat for you. This is Chris,
Hi there.
and Chris had a dream. Now, Chris and I, give you the background. Sorry, you know how I am. I forget. Y'all don't know him. I didn't know him either. And I did this event called Optimize Life, and it was a dream I had a couple years ago, and went, oh, that's how you got to put it together. That's how you got to tell the story about what you want to create, because it's too big. It's too big for one person. So it has to be expanded over by stories. Well, then I went to Burning Man, and then I went again, and then I went again in South Africa, and then I went again in Spain. He trucked on down there, and we had some. That was a good time. That was just a good time. It's just
Crazy.
Burning Man, sorry. Thank you for existing. And then I went back to Thailand, did my thing, and he was a photographer, and I heard from him again. He said, hey, you getting married? Need a photographer? I said, I don't think I want to make you drive all the way across the ocean. But needless to say, that was a short-lived marriage, so don't spend the money. Learn that lesson.
Yeah.
Learn that lesson.
We will have.
Yeah. It's another story. Okay. So then I'm like, Lord, I don't know what am I supposed to be doing? What I had this dream. I was supposed to be doing this vision and creating this event and this experience, and I'm like, I don't hear nobody calling. And then he has a dream.
Where you appears in front of me in this dream, and I probably dream only 3 times a year. And then you appeared exactly as you are now, wearing exactly what you are, with this as a background, inviting me to come out.
That's the first time we sat here.
That's the first time we've sat here together, isn't
it? I was like, it's my favorite little corner, but I went, oh, because he stopped, and we went, he said, this is the spot. I went, oh, deja vu kicked in. But
yeah.
You told me something else in the dream.
Which bit?
About coming. You had to come.
Yeah. You were inviting me to come out, and it felt like almost like watching a different path to the same point. Whereas this time around it's taken a little longer.
Yeah. We've definitely done some different path crossing this trip.
And so that's why I kind of felt like I was brought out here when I was, because the experience that you put on has basically given me a lot of the knowledge that I need before, carrying on to a next location to learn more and pass on.
Yeah. So tell them what you told me, what you're doing with Comic-Con.
Yes. So I'm going to put some artwork together and put together a brochure that explains it, and the brochure itself is going to contain a lot of the information from our planet that shouldn't be forgotten, and it's important, and people are going to need it really soon. So it's just a kind of light-hearted way of getting that message across. The
memories, our stories. At one time, one of the working titles was Hitchhiker's Guide to the Apocalypse and Beyond.
But I think someone else is using that in the video or something.
We saw it already, so we went, okay, we'll keep working on the titles. But I went, a storyteller who wanted to do it in comic form.
Yeah, it's a science fiction universe based in reality or in consciousness.
I can't wait to read it. I've already seen some of the artwork, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be good.
Each piece is inspired by one person. One of the pieces is inspired by you, but I'll let you work out which one.
I'll have to find myself again.
Exactly, you have to find yourself in that book.
But it was the piece that spoke to me about telling the story about what do we need to do next and what do we need to know. And that's been the driver for me, is like, I know I don't know enough. That was my kind of starting point of coming into this body, was like, there's a whole lot I don't know. And I was frustrated that when I'd go to the library and someone would tell me I couldn't have a book, I was like, what? That was just like not allowing me to have oxygen. and not allowing me to have stories. And stories kind of drive all of this, and this is consciousness stories.
It's essential to our species. It's the only thing that unifies every culture,
Yeah.
is storytelling. That is how real information is passed on, and always has been.
And we have been manipulated by many stories. But, I can't say them all manipulations, but I can say a lot of them are.
Yeah.
Political and religious
It's
ones.
just complicated.
Complicated. And we all have very divergent paths. Okay, but let's get to some of the nuts and bolts. What do you like most about Vilcabamba so far?
The energy. I feel like you're protected from a lot of stuff here. It's hard to describe because I don't understand a lot of it. The nature itself is just paradise. I saw my third hummingbird today in less than 10 days without even looking.
They're everywhere.
Yeah.
We're in the garden here. So we invite them. And what was the hardest to adjust to?
Nothing. I've always been on Vilcabamba time.
Yeah, you can get in it. Very nice.
Well, you go to sleep here around 9, and where I was born, I go to sleep around 3 in the morning, which is the same time.
Yes.
So I'm actually on
Right.
Ecuadorian time and always have been. So nothing. I haven't really had trouble adjusting to anything.
Okay. What, out of all of the talks and things you did, what resonated?
I've enjoyed my chats with Gary. Very, very, very smart guy. Hard to get the information out of because it's like all people, they gauge their audience. So
He's a good listener.
exactly. So I've had good long chats with him while he's made what do you call them? Southern biscuits. Biscuits and gravy. So while he bakes them at night, I chat to him.
And eats them in the morning.
He has an incredible knowledge, not just of the planet, but of nutrition and the ways that, and this is what kind of got me into all this in the first place, is the ways that you can help conditions, medical conditions, with the right nutrition, the right food.
Yeah.
It's just so easy to treat a lot of stuff that we run to pharmaceuticals for that don't always help.
Well, we've been separated from the earth. We don't know it anymore. I feel almost embarrassed is that I don't know the names of flowers, and I know the names of people and not flowers. And I found lots of medicine in here when it was pointed out to me, and I went, oh, we got that. So I went, I need to know my neighbors. So it's been good. It's been good to catch you out here meditating. And we did an egg thing. I was so glad he could get up. He made the egg thing happen, y'all.
Stood an egg on its end. Can be done.
Did you know about it before?
No, not until I came here.
Okay. And it only works
2 minutes
2 minutes.
on the equator.
On the equator.
At the equinox.
Exactly. But you can go on the equator line here. If you go up to Quito, you can do it all the time.
You do it all the time there?
Yeah.
And that's where water goes down without spiraling, isn't
Right.
it?
It goes, you can move across the line, and it's very fun.
There must be good applications for that in using electromagnetism, I would have thought.
So hydroponics and hydraulics, but I don't know of any on the area there.
It'll come about.
All right. And you're going to tell us about the art you're going to create.
So the book that I'm writing, I didn't even realise I was writing a book. I was actually making artwork, which I've been doing for a long time anyway. And my experiences are kind of determining what artwork I do, and I realised it was kind of useless without the information and the write-ups. And I noticed that I was basically writing, mentally at least, a description for each one that's probably going to be a self-contained story in itself. So you could open this book up at any point and just get an idea or a concept and an artwork that matches it with some hidden stuff in it.
Oh, good. And this Comic-Con?
I reckon I'm going to aim for, I think they do one in around May in London, something like that. So I'll probably be aiming for the early one of the year. If not, I'll be at the second one.
Okay.
Depends on my travel.
Right, well, it's Velcro Bamba now. He first thought he had 19 days, and I said, no, I think that's 90, partner. He goes, oh! He got all excited. I'm like,
just
90?
stay a little bit longer.
Yeah, I
Be
could
rude
play.
not to.
He's fined So we've done some medicine journeys. We've done two, or I've done two. I know of two. We've done San Pedro, which was part of the piece. Can you tell us what that was like?
Very hallucinogenic. It's good. I enjoyed it.
Really?
Yeah, long lasting. It was the girl that we had administer was very professional, knew what she was doing. We sat down by the river at sunset, consumed it, and then made our way back to hers for a good long trip.
Very long trip. How many hours?
It's hard to say. I burn it off quicker. I mean, everyone was still in pieces by the time I was straight. But I think I had a good 6 hours on it.
That would be perfect if it was only 6 hours. I could man. It was 12 to 14 for me, and I just had to force myself to sleep because I'm like, enough already.
Yeah, I struggled to sleep that night. I slept under the stars and got eaten by mosquitoes.
Oh, well, it's the water, river. Yeah, we do that here. Did anything shift for you after San Pedro?
Yeah, certainly the way I've been able to see stuff, the way I viewed stuff, and has straightened a lot of things in my head from my past, and letting things go, I think, is very important for your own progression. We're tied into a lot of instincts that don't really apply to us anymore.
Very good point. We're kind of stuck in some old patterns.
Exactly.
And how are you shifting them? Is it just easier to let go?
Definitely. I've realised what matters in the world. The priorities have changed.
Okay. Dun-dun-dun. What matters in the world?
What matters is the next generation, or what's going to be left of it, are going to have a really tough time. And I think it's a responsibility of everyone to try and give them the best start that we can.
Yeah. What areas do you need to focus on?
I would say more than anything else in terms of the future is not worrying about money, but worrying about people, worrying about what's truly important to you and being around those. Next year would be a good time to travel. 2020.
2020, it is an important year.
Good time to go travelling.
Good time. Get out and
see some of the world.
Follow the heart's desire. The heart knows the way, which is the direction we want to follow and go. What do you want next?
I'm going to go and live with some indigenous.
Oh, right. Get real Ecuador.
Yeah.
Get in the jungle.
Yeah, for a little bit. Learn some stuff about dimensions, which I don't really understand. Quite a tough one.
Yeah, you might be there a while.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm reading Omniverse now from Alfred Labermont Weber, and he's breaking down the different Homo Martis Terratus, the locals on one planet versus another. And it's so nice to just have the knowledge just given to you in a way, oh, okay. It's like a textbook I can pick up and go, oh, this makes sense, thank you. Somebody, instead of guessing and wondering, has gotten the information and organized it. And so I saw his work that way as someone, it takes the writer to see and create our future. As the only dimensions I find that I'm still in are the ones that know that we create by our words. We create by our thoughts.
Manifestation.
All day long if you wanna. If you wanna. Or you can beat yourself up all day if you wanted to, and that hurts. And as a Dom, I learned what's in it for me, and really got into the side of enjoying this time we have.
I think that's right. One of the ways that people are so easily controlled is they're probably quite unaware of their ability to manifest their own futures.
Yeah.
We are, as a general rule, we tend to feel powerless. We tend to feel that we can't change things, that things are bigger than us. But on an individual level, it's easier than you think. You just have to prioritize it.
It's pretty simple. We get here.
Okay.
We get here. Where you want to be, when you want to be. And there's a part of me that goes, well, aren't you just being selfish? And I'm like, well, of course. What am I supposed to be? I'm supposed to take care of myself first. It's that oxygen mask on ourselves.
Exactly. Save yourself first and the world after.
Saving yourself does save the world. So because we're all in a better mood, or back at a burner space, it feels good. Everybody feels good. Everybody's happy because they're doing what they love. All right. Did we cover everything?
Near enough.
Near enough.
But one good bit of advice
Good.
is if you picture, let's say you had one day left on the planet, think about who you would want to be with and what you would want to do on that day, and aim to do that as much as possible between now and then.
Starting now.
Yeah.
All right, y'all, you know what to do. If you want to do something, you better contact me, because I'm just going to go bury myself in a closet and finish the book while he's writing. And, we'll keep creating.
Oh, I just realised the title. It's going to be called The Humanoid Eye.
The
Humanoid Eye. It's a different way of looking at life.
Yes, it is. Ooh, 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 we got it. Thank you. Humanoid Live coming to you. Comic-Con in May.
Bye.